All right, so a little bit of a market recap. If you didn't get the opportunity to check out my latest video where this morning, I talked in depthly about um, technical analysis and where the market was going to go. And it basically went exactly where I thought it was going to go. Hopefully this doesn't play. Please don't play. All right, anyways. Oops. So yeah. So if you didn't get a chance to check it out, I'll leave it in the description. So basically, we played out exactly how I thought we were going to play out, which is the market breaking down, looking back at the 5-minute chart. Like I said before, 24K was our next level of support, and we broke through it. During the intraday, you can see this right here where the market held 24/7. The reason the market held 24/7 is because that's where we previously tested not too far back, a couple of days ago. Looking back on the daily, the market came down to 24/7. We ended up retesting, and then we broke through the 24 level yet again on some pretty good volume. The intraday level, you can see right here. If you look for the past couple of days, you'll see from the 9th, the 10th, and then right into today, the market basically held that 23.8, and then the market subsequently rolled. We came right off of it towards the end of the day, and then the market looked like it was going to continue to roll. So what we'll probably see for tomorrow is a slight bounce. I would say if the market was going to bounce, it probably is going to again come to about that 24.6, maybe. We could see resistance here at the 23.8 mark again, and then subsequently either trade sideways, come all the way up to a 24/7, or subsequently roll right back over. The reason being is because there's no support. The next level of support is right down here at 22K. All right, so our next level of support is 22K on the Dow. And so that's why you're seeing the markets kind of just like roll over, because there's no level of support. There are no buyers that are stepping in, right? When the federal government is not stepping in to buy, what happens is you just see the market trade, and the market will trade and go through resistance levels, and it'll find areas of support where buyers will step in. It will take time. Looking back at the crash of 2007, 8, and 9, you can see that it took quite some time for the market to actually come all the way back. It didn't really start bouncing up until March of 2009, and we really didn't see a retest where you can at least get some sort of confirmation until July. So you have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, right? For the better part of 5 months. It took the market 5 months to actually show signs of a correction in a market crash. And we're actually just getting started, which is kind of scary to see that the market come down, more than 6,000 points. We're literally like 21% off of the high, from a high of 29.5 or 29.6, coming all the way down. We're literally 6,000 points, or 21% off of market highs. That is a huge correction, and the market can easily fall all the way to 18K if what is continuing to go on within the market between oil, the coronavirus. The biggest thing is, for all of the economies, is the coronavirus. I always keep tabs of it. As you can see, we're still ballooning cases, right? Just over the weekend, we were at 110, I think, just the other night, just the other day, when I left work, because I didn't work this weekend. So when I came to work yesterday, and we were at like 111, and we're already at 150. And of course, we can refresh this. We're 95.18, and you can see, right, we're still coming up higher and higher and higher, right? So we were at 33. We were at 33. Ooh, just keeps on going. And of course, when we look at the number of cases in the US, the number of cases in Italy, this is what is scaring the market, is that literally multiple nations are literally having to shut down their economy. And if these countries don't take it serious, this will prolong how long their economy will literally be shut down. And this is what is driving the market in terms of lack of a global excuse me, lack of many countries taking what's going on with the seriousness that it needs. You add in what's going on between Russia and Iran and Saudi Arabia, and it just makes matters even more worse. You add oil companies in the U.S. Possibly defaulting, banks get affected. So there's so many things that are just weighing hard on the market. Like when you look back at the crash here, you really didn't see the market fall that hard that quickly within a matter of just literally maybe a week's worth of trading days. It was very slow, right? It was very slow, where this all takes place over months. And what we're seeing take place is what's happening over just mere days, where the market is exhibiting large amounts of weakness. Why is this not going up? Where we're seeing a lot of weakness in the market. There we go. And this is just like a lot of fear. So literally what we'll be looking for is a retracement down to the 2019 level. That's where I'm thinking where we're going to end up. As we've broken 24K, the market will just continue to sell off. And I think Trump tweeted that if we can get a handle on the coronavirus, then the government won't have to inject more liquidity into the market. The government isn't going to have to step in, which is true. 100%. I 100% agree. If America can act more decisively on the choices that they're making, on limiting people moving around, halting people coming in and out of hospital settings, where even I work as a nurse, and I said it almost a week and a half ago to my manager and to my manager's manager, and in an email, that we need to limit the amount of people coming to the hospital. We should suspend visitors from the hospital, because on any given day, sometimes we may have 5, maybe even 10 visitors within a room. And so they were like, no, we're not going to do that, because, we have 24-hour visiting, in certain areas. So they weren't going to do that. But we already knew that the virus spreads asymptomatically. So all we're doing is putting the patients that we have within the hospital at risk, as well as all the staff members. As you have all of these people coming in and out of the hospital who don't practice hand washing, they don't obey when rooms are clearly marked as contact. People will come in and out of the room. They won't wear the PPE. They won't wear goggles. They won't wear the face shields. They won't wear gloves, etc. And it becomes a fight. And all we do as nurses, as they tell us, is, well, if they don't want to listen, just document. Right? They just tell us to document. That we educated the family members, and that the family members refuse. And this is a setting where a virus like the coronavirus can quickly spread amongst staff members and amongst against other patients, because these individuals will then come out, they'll come to the nurse's station, they'll touch the nurse's station, they touch doors for the bathrooms, they touch buttons in the elevators, etc. And so finally they decided to limit to just one person. But my experience, even just the other day that I was at work, where I had a patient come up who was in their 70s, and they came up with more than one visitor, which was against hospital policy, from the emergency room. And so it becomes very hard to tell these people, well, you need to leave, as the doctor is asking them questions, and say, well, only one of you can stay. One of the other one has to leave the unit. It will always pose a problem, instead of literally at the doors of your hospital saying, we're only taking the patient, and any information that we need will be received at the door. Right? We'll get all the information we need from a relative if that patient can't speak for themselves, and then we'll get an emergency contact. The only real reason that you would need to have someone if it was a parent for like a minor. And these are just the beginning. These are just kind of the beginning things that we need to do just within the hospital setting. Forget about what's going on within the rest of the states, to limit movement so that the virus has a chance to not spread. And this is what will cause the market to continue to fall. So I think Trump is 100% right, that if we can get the coronavirus, not just within America, but within all countries. Because at the very least, if we in America can get it to minimize the spread, then once we get over it, then we can subsequently help other countries who are in need of fiscal stimulation, or are in need of supplies, or are in need of other medical personnel to help combat the coronavirus, so that other countries can then get back to work, in essence. Because as they say, you're only as strong as your weak link. And we are no longer just a market unto ourselves. We are within a global market. And so if one area of the globe is showing economic weakness, it will affect all of the other nations who both buy and sell and trade with those different nations. So I would definitely say be very careful if you're looking to take long-term positions. I would say definitely, if you're looking at charts, pay attention to what these charts look like on the weekly chart, so that you can kind of get a very good idea of where you want to buy and sell. I would definitely say to pay close attention to that 22K mark, as that just about 22K is going to be, maybe even like 22.4 is going to be the area where the market is going to pull back to. We might see a little bit of a rally to about that 24.7 mark, and then a subsequent rollover within the next couple of days, especially if these numbers just keep going up and the death rate, like in Italy, just keeps going up. You will see more fear selling, as basically globally no one is going to work. When that happens, people will just sell off the market. So be very careful about taking long-term positions, because you don't know where this market is going. And as they say, you don't want to be the guy catching the falling knife.